Hello, everyone, and welcome back to BUMcast. This is episode 5, and we have a very special guest with us. His name is Wyatt Sherod, but he also goes by The Other Room There. He just released his album. What was it? It was this month, huh?
Yep. I've
Yeah,
always loved monster movies. This month on January 5th.
amazing. That's awesome.
Yep.
So we're gonna talk a little bit with him. But I'm here with my co-host Lem. This is my first time ever hosting
Hello.
BUMcast, actually.
Yeah, this is a very
Um,
special episode for many reasons.
It is. Anyways, we have inside sources on every band if you've seen BUMcast before, on every artist in the scene.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and we always have a question related to it to begin with. So our inside source question is, can you tell us about your hatred of the 2007 film Epic Movie?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I hate so that's it's a Friedberg and Seltzer movie. So like epic movie, disaster movie, date movie, Meet the Spartans, Vampires Suck, you name it. I've seen at least half of them, if not more than half of them. I watched that movie again. So sort of backstory. Every year I try to watch 100 movies, whether it's a good movie, bad movie, whatever. I just try to squeeze it into my year. And one year I picked Epic Movie as one to watch, and it's so bad. There's like parody movies that are really good, like Top Secret and Airplane, and like ones that you feel like there's something to it, but Epic Movie is just it's worthless. It's so bad. It's so it my friends and I, when we talk about like reviewing movies on Letterboxd or whatever we review movies on, it's like anything that's a half star in my opinion is a movie I think that doesn't deserve to exist. Like a one
Uh-huh.
star is a movie it's bad, but it's like, yeah, it still has something to it. A half star is like this, there should be no reason this is around. So like Epic Movie, the Slender Man movie is also really bad. There's so many just
I watch a lot
bad
of bad
movies.
movies. I
Oh,
definitely
okay.
agree on I definitely agree about like half star is like clearly a step down from 1 star. Because if you go
Hmm.
like other places like 5 star, 4.5 star, not that much of a difference between those
Yeah.
two. 4.54. But if it's like a 1 star movie, it has something going for it. But if it's
Yeah.
a half star movie, there is just nothing good about it. Like I have a tag on my Letterboxd that just says actually irredeemable for movies that I think should just there is nothing that you can possibly say about this movie that's like okay.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Irredeemable. Like there's no
Yeah.
quality. At least a one star most of the time is like, it's fun. I can sit through it and get through it and poke
Yeah.
fun at it. Epic movies like I can't even poke fun at this. It's like
It's
it
just the
it
worst.
hurts. It hurts to get through. So that's my
Yeah.
my hatred of epic movie just comes from it's a terrible movie. It's awful. Any of those like Friedberg and Seltzer movies are just so bad. They're
That's
terrible.
good. Yeah, we'll probably talk more about movies later in the podcast. We have a
Yeah,
question related to it.
Nice.
that's something we all share in common
Oh
is
yeah, for
our
sure.
movie love. All
Yep.
right, so moving on. What was the recording process of the album like? Can you tell us anything about, where or how you recorded that and what that was like?
Yeah, so the first track I recorded on the record was Video Memories, which I released originally like 2 years ago. It was like May of 2022, I think is when that came out. That was a home recording. So the only thing I needed a track for that was just the guitar and the vocals. Everything else was just I do all my production stuff in FL Studio. So I did everything in FL Studio and then just recorded guitar and vocals and then released that out. I then recorded a couple more things at Backwall Records with Jack Ball there, who plays in Moonali's Mages here in Boise. He was really great. We tracked another song, Perfect Home, there. That was released like a year after that. And then finally, a year later, I met with Kyler Darren. We were recording with him. He is at Den Studios in Boise. I met with him through Strangelily, one of the other bands I play here in town. Um, I met with him. I was like, hey, I want to track some guitar and track some vocals and keys and other stuff for this full release I want to do. So we just met a couple of times. We got everything laid out and then just recorded everything. So everything on the record was recorded at Den Studios except for Perfect Home and the song Video Memories. One was a home recording, the other was at Backwall. So it was a pretty straightforward process. Again, I was playing shows live for about 2 years with everything that I have written and done. Um, so I had all like the tracks and stuff that I use. So it felt more natural instead of like I'm gonna record something and then figure out how to do it live. It was like, oh, I've already been playing these songs for 2 years now. I can just give this over to an engineer or a producer or someone and say, hey, here's this. I'm just gonna record over it. So yeah, it was pretty straightforward, pretty easy. It was a good experience overall. So
That's good.
Yeah,
yeah.
Do you have any like fun stories that you could tell us? Like any mishaps or just general like fun things that
Uh
happen while recording?
yeah. Let me think really fast. Speaking of, I mean, we're doing this podcast over Zoom right now. I should mention the day before it snowed a ton here in Boise. I guess the next an exciting story was when we recorded at Backwall. It was, we were supposed to get like an inch or two in the forecast, but by the time that we were done recording, it was like just pouring down snow outside. So we were just carrying the stuff back to the car, and I was trying to leave the studio there, and there was like 4 or 5 inches on the ground, and um that was kind of a hectic thing. And then the next day, I woke up and got on a plane and left for Florida to visit some family down there. So
Mm.
he was like, "Oh, can you come back like tomorrow?" Someone was like, "No, we got to get everything done tonight. Let's just try to track everything that we can." Um, Other than that, I'm trying to think of anything that happened during the whole recording process. Not really. Um, I remember during the first my home recordings of Video Memories, trying to get that one done. There was just a lot of me downloading the song and then going into my car and then listening to it in my car and then going back in, then working on it and then going back out to my car and then listening to it and then going back in. So
Hmm.
if you look in my downloads folder on my computer, there's just like Video Memories version 1 and then version 2 and then version 3. And at a certain point, I just gave up naming them numbers. And then it was like Video Memories a little better, Video Memories, this one's okay. Finally, I think the last one I settled on was Video Memories as good as it's gonna get. I think that's the last one in the folder. Is like Video Memories. This is as pretty much all I can do. So
sometimes you
uh
just gotta settle for it's as
it's
fine
good.
as
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It's like, well, it's good to me. I mean, this is just like when you're doing it yourself, it's really just like, well, I enjoy this. So I hope other people do. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is a kind of a seems like kind of a weird question,
Hmm.
but so the name of the album is sorry, shoot. I've always liked monster movies.
Yep.
And can you tell us kind of what inspired the name of the album, maybe what specific monster movies those were, kind of go deeper in on that.
Yeah, so originally, even before I had the idea picked out for the name of the album, one of the last songs on it is called Monster, which that has
Mhm.
its own connotation of that. And then I just like that title so much, I just kind of like incorporated it into the full album. Uh it's kind of straightforward and not straightforward at the same time. Straightforward is that I have always liked monster movies, specifically Godzilla films. I really enjoy like Universal monster movies, like Dracula, Frankenstein, that sort of stuff. I've just realized a lot of my favorite movies always revolved around like a monster of some kind, either literally in like a boogeyman sort of sense or just in like oh, this is like a cool concept for something. So like my favorite movies are like Alien or The Thing, certain Godzilla movies I really enjoy. So in a literal sense, it's like I don't know why I've had this fascination for this thing, but it's been something throughout my life. And then in a sort of more highbrow way, it's more of just me questioning, why do I enjoy those movies so much? Why do I enjoy the horror and these like images of like destruction in a lot of Godzilla movies and stuff. So I think that's what inspired the name, is just kind of like an earnest like, this is a thing I enjoy and I have really enjoyed for a while, and I don't really understand it. And I think a lot of the songs on there, on the album, kind of have a similar connotation of like, oh, I'm processing emotion and like why do I think this way or feel about this way, feel about this thing in a certain way. So it's kind of
Yeah.
got a double meaning of like earnest and sort of more like me questioning, enjoying the things I enjoy and why I'm doing the things I'm doing.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was listening through it, I noticed that there was sort of a juxtaposition between the production on it is all very like cozy, I feel like.
Yeah.
Everything feels very close together and there's not a lot of it doesn't feel like there's a lot of space on the album. And that's more of in like I said, in a cozy way. And I think juxtaposing that with like these big spectacles that are monster movies, and just you kind of get that like more emotional processing, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
That's
definitely.
what I took away. That was my favorite. I always notice certain things about pieces of work, and that was what I noticed, was just the way that it sounded. Was it was very like very cozy. That's all I can describe it as.
Yeah, yeah, and another thing I sort of wanted to do with it was I have a fascination with there's a genre of Godzilla fits in as a it's called tokusatsu. It's a type of Japanese film or TV show that is like all handmade, hand done special effects. So it's not like any kind of like video effect or anything. So in Godzilla, it's like the giant monster suits and the little dioramas that they destroy and stuff. And that was the other thing, is to kind of give it that cozier feel, is it's a lot of like DIY stuff with really stripped down everything, even down to the album cover, which was helped created with Carson Craney. He's a drummer here, played for Mages and Crush and a couple of other things. Um,
Love Car.
yeah, Carson's great. He helped create the album art for it. The background image, the sort of black and white and yellow coloring on that, is a series of photos I took kind of like interlaced over each other. And then the drawing over top of it is kind of like a callback to that same style of like, we're going to take real world imagery, but we're going to put in like these, special effect stuff over it. So that's it, both in like a visual way and in a musical way. I kind of want to represent my love for that, just like an earnest, um, creating these things. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think that's definitely really a good way to go about, making art, is just kind of taking everything that makes you you, and that you've um all these things that have formed your life experience over the years, and then just reflect that in every part of it. So I think that
yeah,
definitely makes a lot of sense, especially with the like we said, the sound of the album and the coziness.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and you really liked Godzilla Minus One, right?
I That was my favorite movie of last year. So every year on my Instagram, I like post what my favorites were, favorite movies, favorite games, books, TV shows, whatever, albums that I was enjoying. And Minus One was my favorite movie of last year. And it's like, you saw this coming, I saw this coming. It's so good. So good. Usually Godzilla movies are like monsters fighting and then boring human drama. This one is like 85% good human drama mixed in with the
Yeah.
monster fighting stuff. It's so good. And my sister, I was like trying to convince my family. I was like, you guys got to go see this movie. It's so good. And they're like, really? A Godzilla? Really? It's good. I'm like, please, please. So my sister eventually went and saw it on a date, and she texted me afterward and she's like, yeah, it was really good. It was unbelievable. Like, I'm validated. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I've
um,
been telling everybody when I talk about the movie, is like, it's not a monster movie. If you think it's a monster
no,
movie and you think it's not going to be that great, or not your thing because you don't like monster movies, you have to see it, because it's not. It's like, yeah, it's like a
it's
really
a
good,
heartwarming drama about
yeah, it's a really
a
tight, yeah,
single father. And
yeah,
I
it's
tried
just a
telling that to
tight,
my sister.
well-written
She's like,
drama.
what? How is like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a good post-war single father trying to raise a family. It's so good.
Yeah, I was trying to explain it to my friend Reagan when we were hanging out at a coffee shop and just talking, and I'm like, it's not a monster movie. It's just like a really well-written drama about
Hmm.
like the relationships between all these really believable characters, and then
Hmm.
there's just Godzilla in the background to add
Yeah.
stakes to the movie, because like the
Hmm.
drama doesn't work if you don't have like stakes that really they make the stakes, but Godzilla adds those in because you really like these characters and you don't want Godzilla to come in and mess everything up, you know? So you need those two elements to kind of affect each other and balance it all out, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like one can't be there without the other. Like you can't
Yeah.
just have him destroying everything, then it just gets kind of boring after a while. And then the human drama doesn't work, yeah, unless there's stakes involved, unless there's
Yeah.
something that's causing them to have some kind of conflict.
I think the screenplay is
Agreed.
perfect on that
It's
movie.
so
Yeah,
good.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what else was I was gonna say something else about, yeah, and it also we watched, after Lemmy and I saw it, we watched like a video essay about Godzilla itself and like what it represents, and
Hmm.
talked a lot about how Godzilla represents just like post-war consequences, whether
Hmm.
that be like economically or whatever. And I don't know. I love the way that that was portrayed in the film as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I think there's a select few of the films that try to have kind of like a deep meaning like that. The first one, the 1954 original, is kind of like this, Japan has been destroyed after nuclear war, and we're just kind of like trying to rebuild from this. But it's the new one, Minus One, feels like a very hopeful sort of future where it's like, oh,
Mhm.
we can move forward from this and we can rebuild, and we choose to reject these systems that we're put into, where the first one is kind of like we have to embrace it for now because it's what we can do. And then there's the 2016 one, Shin Godzilla, is very like uh Japan. It's like a critique on government where it's like we're just really slow to respond to these sort of things because there's like all these bureaucratic systems in place.
Mhm.
um yeah, so I agree. I think I like these like sort of highbrow ones that it Godzilla works as a metaphor. At the same time, I love how the series, this is like weird nerd stuff, but the first one is like this deep metaphor, and then the second one is like, what if he just fights a dinosaur? Like great. And then the third one's like, what if he fights a gorilla? It's like awesome, and then they just keep going from there. So
What if he fights a robot version of himself?
yeah, and then the funniest is they do, what if he fights a robot version of himself, and then the next movie is, what if he does it again? Because there's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
there's Mecha Godzilla, and then there's Terror of Mecha Godzilla. Like they just do it back to back. It's like, what if he just does it again? It's like,
They're
all
like,
right,
we've had him fight all
cool
these
Toho.
different things. Where do we go from here? We've done so much. Where do we go? How about we repeat the last thing?
Yeah, run it back, do it again.
Yeah, yeah,
Also,
that's great.
I loved the portrayal of collective citizen action in it as well, which
Yeah,
was it was very like it felt very real in the way that they were trying to band together and fight against this overarching power.
yeah, and that's another thing. But the difference between like the original and the new one, Minus One, is like the original, it's like government interference is what helps them. Where in
Hmm.
this one, it's very much like just citizens are like, we're not going to get any help. Like they're actively denying this. They're not going to help with what we want to do. We have to stand up for ourselves. And then the people that do stand up for themselves are most of the veterans from that war that are stepping up to like protect the people around them. So I agree. Yeah. Like the citizen aspect and we have to look out for ourselves rather than we need to lean into, because the hero of the first film is like these government scientists. Where in this one, it's like it's scientists, but it's we're doing it for ourselves because we have to protect our community. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like
like
our
the
government
government's not
screwed
going to
us
help
over.
us. Yeah,
Yeah, our government screwed us over by getting us in this situation in the first place. So let's try to fix it
Yeah.
from there.
And Akiko is adorable. Probably the
Oh
best
my gosh.
movie,
true,
the
for real.
cutest movie baby of all time, probably.
Yeah.
A child actor that does it like that's a baby that isn't like a bad baby and is actually like really great to have on screen.
Yeah.
It's like doesn't ruin the movie at all. It just adds the extra layer of just great family character to it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyways,
I think
moving on
sorry,
from
go ahead.
that, or was I supposed to ask that question? Oh no, no, you are. Wait, hold up. Oh yeah.
We were
So
yeah.
these next few questions are questions that we like to ask just all of our guests whenever they come on. Um, what are some of your all-time favorite songs and albums?
Oh gosh. Which is funny. I have a bunch of them hung up next to me on my desk here, so I can look at them and tell you which ones they are.
That's awesome.
Um, my all-time favorite is "Since I Left You" by the Avalanches. It's one of my
Okay.
favorite records of all time. It's more electronic, which is funny. A lot of my favorites are very electronic focused. Like, "Since I Left You" by the Avalanches, that one's up there. That's one where every time I listen to it, there's like something new I get out of it, or because it's all built around samples. It's
Yeah.
it's it's cool every time you hear something that you're like, oh, I didn't notice that on the last time I listened. Um, Untrue by Burial is another favorite of mine. That one's also amazing, sort of sample based electronic stuff. Um, I'd say like those are some of my favorites. Albums that had influence on me. Definitely "The Year of Hibernation" by Youth Lagoon, from Boise here. I love
Oh
that
yeah.
record so much. I've worn out a vinyl copy of that just listening to it over and over and over again. Specifically, some of the songs on there like Montana, 17, Cannons are all favorites of mine. Um, those are some of my favorite albums. Other like musicians that have inspired me: New Order. I love New Order, their album Technique and their album Power, Corruption, Lies. I love both of those records. I was inspired a lot by like 80s new wave mixed with kind of like 2000s and 2010s bedroom pop stuff. Oh, and LCD Sound System too. Sound of Silver by them is also like a really big influence on me, to the point where at the one of the songs on the album San Salvador kind of goes into hooks by two of those bands, goes into the hook of Ceremony by New Order and All My Friends by LCD Sound System. Just as like these are two things that I love and have kind of like coalesced into me, wanting to do music like this.
Yeah, All My Friends is also one of my favorite songs of all time.
It's, I think, my number one ever. Is it's such a nice, like, bittersweet, like bittersweet, but also really hopeful. It's just like a perfect mix of happy and sad at the same time. So
Yeah.
I love that
Mhm.
song.
So much off his self-titled is also that was like that was big for me like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I love Never as Tired as When I'm Waking Up.
That's a great song. Yeah.
That
Never Starts When I'm Waking Up. So good. Tribulations is like the third track
oh
off
yeah.
that record. That one is so catchy and so good too.
And
I
Daft
think it's
Punk
great to
playing at my
sorry.
house was in it was in Project X. And that's how I found
Oh,
that song.
really?
Yeah.
The like house party
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like at the end when they're like talking about the party and stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's
It was
funny. Yeah.
I was gonna say I do all vinyl DJing at a couple places downtown and for some people around Boise, and the Project X soundtrack on vinyl is like a hard to find, sought after thing to have because
Really.
it has such good. I think that is on the record. It has the Steve Aoki remix of
The Pursuit of
Pursuit of
Happiness.
Happiness. Yeah, it's got that. It's got Heads Will Roll. It's got the 8-track remix of that. It's got some really good like to that early
Yeah.
2010s electro stuff. So I'm always just like, I go to the soundtrack section and just check through to find a Project X vinyl that they might have there.
Yeah.
Dude,
There's two Kid Cudi songs on it too.
Oh yeah.
'Cause they also have the David Guetta song,
Oh okay. Nice.
Kid Cudi.
I listened to Heads Will Roll, the A-Track remix, like I can't remember when, but I heard it. I'm like, man, you know what? I think this might be one of the best aged songs I've ever heard. And like
Mm-hmm.
it clearly sounds a little dated from
Mm-hmm.
like a production standpoint because you don't hear a lot of stuff that sounds like that now. But it, in spite of sounding dated, it still is like an absolute banger.
Oh yeah.
It's just
You
great.
a song can like sound like it's from a certain time, but it can still, I mean, if it's good, you can like if you
Yeah,
can tell when it's from, it can still be good beyond that. I mean, there's
yeah,
tons of like 80s songs with like gated reverb or certain like
yeah.
Casio synth sounds, and it's like, I
Mhm.
mean, you can tell it's an 80s song, but it's still good. It's still fun. So
It's
There
yeah,
are
it's interesting
yeah.
because like a lot of stuff from the same era, like early 2000s to like 2010s EDM stuff. There's a lot that sounds dated, sounds like it's from that era, and also is really just not good. Like
yeah.
it sounds bad, but it sounds very of its era, and I feel like Hezzel Roll is one of the ones that's like it sounds like it's from its era, but it also is enjoyable to listen to, and it's not like real bad like the stuff that people meme about all the
Yeah.
time, and make fun of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a couple songs like that, and I recently had a thought about that there's music where you hear it and you can tell exactly where it's from. The two songs that I think of are Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls and Down by Jay Sean featuring Lil Wayne.
Oh, okay.
Like both of those songs, they have such a specific like vibe and production style to them. Like for the Jay Sean song, it's like you have these very clearly MIDI hi-hats. You get the like those very those very like specific synth chords and
hmm
um the Lil Wayne verse, I think he says Stalin was ballin' in it. Um and which is why he's the GOAT.
I
One of
was
the
Anyway,
about to
realest
say,
things ever said.
everybody got a favorite Lil Wayne bar. Mine's probably, I think he said a real G's move in silence like lasagna.
That's
yeah,
a
I think
that's a
that's a Lil
classic.
Wayne.
That's an
that's a
absolute
Yeah, yeah.
classic.
classic.
That's a classic.
I had one written down. I'll find it.
I'm trying to think now, because I mean, I feel like 6 foot 7 foot just has so many like just all-time classic Lil Wayne bars on it,
Yeah.
and there are just so many to choose from.
I think he said something like, "I'm good, I'm chilling, no Frank Ocean, I'm straight."
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's kind of funny.
Oh, that's
There's
ridiculous.
like, uh, yeah, Six
Oh.
Foot Seven has some bangers on it. One of the ones that's like, it's definitely not one of the best ones, but it's so funny every time I hear it. I'm in the ocean getting shark pussy. It's just who says that? Who
Oh,
is
and
like,
that song,
yeah,
okay,
what should I write?
that song also is so low key. You can tell it like it's just him rapping over like sad piano. There's no
Yeah,
other instruments. So you can
yeah,
hear
it's so
like every
soft.
it's not even like that bar could have been hidden or something.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
it's
And it's
just
like there's nothing, it's not like a part of a fast thing. It's just there's nothing before
yeah,
it and nothing after it. It's
yeah.
just super low-key production. I'm in the ocean getting shark pussy. And then there's like silence on both ends of it. Why? It's not hidden. He's
It feels
very
like West Side
confident.
Gun should have said that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, it's just such a wild bar that like makes zero sense, but it's like so Lil Wayne. Like if
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyone was gonna say that, it'd be like maybe three people and he's one of them.
yeah.
I'm just happy we are on the like excommunicated city list of Lil Wayne where he won't come back to Boise anymore.
For
Because
why?
yeah, so the first time he came here, somebody threw stuff, they were throwing stuff on stage, and
Mm.
he was like, if you throw something else, I'm gonna walk off stage. And then somebody threw something else, and then he left. He got like a couple songs into his set and then left. And then the next time he came back, he was arrested after his show. So he had a warrant out for his arrest, and
Oh,
no city on his tour was willing to like actually like inform, like none of the police departments of the towns he was playing in, like LA and Reno or wherever else he was playing, was like, yeah, whatever. Boise PD did call his bluff and did arrest him after his show.
that's
So he
so
got arrested in
crazy.
Boise, and I think he went on Twitter, or he made some kind of statement online and was like, "Yeah, I'm not coming back to Boise. Boise's full of a bunch of narcs." And like after he got arrested in Boise.
That's so crazy. I had no idea. I never heard that before.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it was him that got arrested and will not come back to Boise.
Dude, that's so wild. That's
Yeah.
it makes me sad that Boise is that's Boise to him, but like at the same time, that is so funny.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
2007, October of 2007, he was booked into the Ada County Jail
Wow.
at 7:30 in the morning.
That's crazy.
Dude, that's so crazy.
I live very, very, very close to that, to wherever he got booked. Like
Wow.
like two main roads away.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I could have been there.
You were two
You
blocks
could
away
have
I
from
been
was
Lil
there.
1 month
Wayne.
old.
Yeah, that's so wild that happened. I've
Yeah.
heard some other things that like similar stories like that, but I can't remember who it was from.
I
I
mean, for the
know,
But
longest
like, I don't know.
time, Tool wouldn't come back to Boise. Tool had a really bad experience in like the early 2000s. They wouldn't come back.
Brady's so mad.
And then yeah. And then oh, somebody else said that. Oh, Guar wouldn't come back to Boise, but that was just out
Hmm.
of they played here one time, and I guess the knitting factory in town here. It might have been the Big Easy at the time because that's what it was before it
Mm.
was knitting factory.
Yeah.
They didn't really tell them like, hey, we're gonna spray fake blood all over the audience. There's gonna be like 3 inches of liquid on the floor by the time we're done, and we're gonna like ruin all your chairs. So I think there was just like a miscommunication thing, but they wouldn't
Hmm.
play in Boise for the longest time. But now they come back like every year or two. They play here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a friend who works at the knitting factory and he worked Guar when they came
Oh yeah.
this last year and he was like, that was a nightmare.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for fans, amazing. For event
Yeah.
staff, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a
Yeah.
lot of events like that where it's like, man, this is so fun to watch, but afterwards, working there would be just hell.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
Yeah.
that's just the worst.
It was the same. The Flaming Lips, when they come, they do like confetti cannons and balloons, and they do all these
Yeah.
like props and stuff that are unique to each show. So
Mhm.
I feel bad about that too. It's like
Yeah.
there's so much cleaning they have to do after. I'm so sorry.
Back in like 2017, the Life in Color Music Festival, whatever it's called, it's like an EDM festival. It came
Mhm.
to Nampa. It came here, and it was at the Idaho Center outside,
Oh,
and
okay.
at least it was outside. So I don't know. it's this, you still have to clean it up, obviously, and it's a
Yeah.
paint party, so it's just like a bunch of people with like colored powder and paint and stuff, and
Hmm.
they're spraying like hoses of paint off the stage, and it's like I afterwards that whole area is gonna be just done.
Done.
Like you're gonna
Yeah,
have to
it's done for.
spend like weeks of just trying to clean all that up. It was terrible. It
Oh,
Oh
was
like
pretty
yeah.
fun though.
Godzilla attacked or something, man.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was a real monster movie.
Every festival or concert where they bring out that much fake liquid or not really, fake blood, at least for
Yeah.
guar and confetti and stuff. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely I've been to a lot of shows with fake confetti, and I don't know. That would suck to clean up. I had for my high school, I was required to do a certain amount of community service hours every year,
Mhm.
and one of my go-tos was volunteering at the Extra Mile Arena on campus at BSU. And so I would go in, and then I would usually be stationed like on the floor, just trying to just looking out and making sure nothing's wrong, you know. But then
Mhm.
afterwards, we'd help clean up and stuff. So uh, the ones I was at, they weren't super messy or anything, but it's definitely makes you makes you feel for the people that have to clean that up regularly on like
Oh
a
yeah.
way bigger scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did you say
So
you had seen when you did that
me,
community service?
dude,
Yeah.
the two that I have been to that are just ridiculous. The first one I ever did was like this Christian concert, like a CCM contemporary Christian music concert. And it was like four bands and none of them were very good. There was like shoot, I'm trying to remember what they're called, but I just don't care enough to remember.
You don't need
So
to
the
call them
first
out.
yeah, the first band was like this family band. There was like a brother and two sisters or something, and they were just like bad. And then the second the second band, I think there was another band that I'm forgetting, but I think then the second or third band was like country rock, but not the good kind, where it's like almost it was almost enjoyable, and there was like some like aspects that I like that's like shared between music that I like, but it was just not very good also. And then I can't remember what the last band was, but they were like a big country like Christian music act. So it's
Oh,
like pop country
AJR.
Christian. Yeah, yeah, AJR, yeah.
Huh?
Uh no, no, no. But yeah, it was just like three or four like CCM bands, and the second one I did was Paw Patrol Live.
Oh yeah.
Yo. Did they
There's
did
the
they do
Paw
fake blood
Patrol.
for that one?
No,
Did they kill a
surprisingly,
senator on stage?
they
Was it
did. They
fake
did.
blood?
Yeah. They asked for a volunteer from the audience, and when they got up stage on stage, they like showed them a dead body. Um, it was messed
Marshall
up,
on
man.
stage was like, identify.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna
No,
play a coroner. I'm a
dude.
deputy. You are.
Yeah, no, my friend Lori volunteered there with me, and we were doing it together. We were like, okay, we need to go to this together and we'll be able to talk about it forever. And we really they had like a photo area where before and after the show, the all the dogs or whatever would be like there in their costumes, and you could take pictures with them. And my friend and I really wanted to get a picture with the cop and just post it on Instagram with the caption "A cab." We just thought
Oh
it would
my
be the
god.
funniest thing ever, and then we didn't have the opportunity. They wouldn't let us take pictures because
Really?
it's like it was some liability thing. With like if your phone got damaged, then they would be responsible technically, or something like
Oh.
that. That's the reason they gave us. I think it was probably something like we can't be taking pictures that might have kids in them though. So,
Hmm.
it might have been a
Oh,
different
okay.
reason, but that's what they told us.
Yeah.
But I was really sad that I couldn't get a picture with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's too
it
bad.
was wild. It was a wild show. People really get drunk at the Paw Patrol live event.
Oh
Oh my
yeah.
god.
I think
Really,
they did serve alcohol there, actually, for the parents.
it really breathes new life into the meaning of like for all the dogs, or this
Yeah,
Yeah.
one's for
For
all
all
the
my dogs
dogs,
out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. The Marshall, the is Marshall the cop or the fire?
No,
Marshall's
Marshall.
the cop. I thought Marshall
Okay,
was a cop.
No, Chase is the cop.
Chase is the
Chase is
cop.
the cop.
Marshall
Marshall's the
is the
firefighter.
fire one. Okay, yeah, yeah.
He's a
Marshall's my
number.
homie. Marshall's my homie. I
Yeah.
hate
Jack,
Chase,
secret
but
secret Paw Patrol ultra fan over here.
Jack has two younger siblings. I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised.
okay. All right.
No, they
I
were
worked
never
I
they
worked
were
with
never in.
kids for like 3 years, so I have like a bit of knowledge of that sort of stuff of like Paw
Yeah.
Patrol, Coco Melon, like that small
Mhm.
stuff, but that's way after me learning
Yeah.
that
My
stuff.
siblings were never into Paw Patrol, but they really liked like old like live action Nick shows. So my
Oh,
sister
okay.
was like all the Dan Schneider stuff. Like my sister was really into she wasn't into iCarly, but she liked Victorious a lot and Sam and Cat.
Hmm.
And so we had that for a while. And then we also had foster kids at one point, and they really loved like just animated Disney movies and Coco Melon. So
Okay.
I've seen Frozen, both Frozens, upwards of 100 times, like collectively, as well as Moana.
Oh my gosh.
So I mean, yeah, but Paw Patrol was never in the queue, you know?
Hmm.
I'm so glad that I grew up in like the good cartoons and good live action Nickelodeon shows and not the Paw Patrol Cocomelon era. I'm so glad that I preceded that because I would be very different, I'm sure.
It's weird. Me and a friend were talking about this the other day that it's like some of the stuff that was popular right when we were close to being like teenagers or like just under teenagers. It's weird that that still has a cultural grip on like kids today. Where we were
Mhm.
talking specifically like Minecraft and Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh
It's like I
yeah.
remember Five Nights at Freddy's like early middle, like late middle school, early high school for me, and then Minecraft was definitely like middle school for me. But it's like there's still kids those age playing those games and enjoying those stuff. Like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie just came out last year. Like that's how
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
cultural impact it's still doing on those. It's almost like there's playground songs that people pass down through different ages. So
Yeah.
like even your parents would know like Jingle Bells, Batman Smells. Like they still know that. Five Nights at Freddy's feels like that. It's like there's a torch being passed down where it's like, no,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
to keep. I partially blame Matt Pat. He's
Yeah, I was about
Oh,
to
he's the torch.
definitely,
say
He's the torch
definitely.
passer.
we
Which is
cannot.
very convenient timing considering the recent news
He's
that
leaving.
Matt Pat is leaving.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I think people have been like waiting for our take on this, Lemmy, you know?
I
Yeah,
think
people have
the
been
Boise
patiently
Underground
The
people have
bum
been
live
patiently
cam
waiting.
reaction. Matt Pat is
Yeah.
yeah,
leaving.
the bum community really wants to know what we think of Matt Pat leaving game theory. That's so crazy. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
I watched that all the time in middle school. Like after school, it would be like classic really edgy YouTube like middle school stuff like iDubbbz and Filthy Frank and Matt
Mm.
Pat. And that was my middle school like YouTube experience.
Is that like your bleach after iDubbbz and Filthy Frank was like Matt Pat? It's like,
It was
all right,
Matt Pat.
I just saw a man eat a cake made of human hair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn about why uh Crash Bandicoot is actually
Gay.
like a Hindu allegory.
Yeah, no, that was like that was my rotation in middle school was like those three things specifically and like things in those genres,
Oh, that's
which
so
is
funny.
I'm glad that I have that instead of the Spider-Man and Elsa
Oh,
videos. So
surprise egg. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
surprise egg
Spider-Man,
Ryan's toy
Elsa,
review.
Ryan's World. Yeah. Oh my God.
See,
Yeah,
I'm 16 and I think I dodged a big bullet when it came to like what I was watching in 2016 because I was 9 and
Hmm.
I remember getting a DS and I would watch I got really into Roblox YouTubers, but like Dennis Daly. Do you know Dennis Daly, Lem? Do either of you?
Emma, my sister has told me about them, I
Yeah,
think,
no,
but I
they were like he was in like a content group called the Pals.
don't.
And I think I dodged a really big bullet because I could have been watching so much other stuff. And I only really got into like I watched Pyrocynical in middle school and stuff, but that was like
Pyro.
when Pyrocynical was taking a more progressive like turn. And
Hmm.
I like went back and watched his old videos and I at the time I was like he's criticizing this feminist or whatever, but I was trying to look at the criticism through like a feminist lens
Hmm.
because I was like, oh, I actually care about people. So I was like, okay, yeah, she's being a little annoying, but I get what you're saying in that, but I mean, you're wrong. And I was like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm not trying to say I was like the perfect person.
You were such a woke middle
I was
schooler.
such a woke middle schooler, of course.
I
Yeah.
think that's really interesting because I'm just old enough, like more just older than you enough to where I was watching Pyrocynical heavily during that era that you're talking about,
Yeah.
where you went back and watched it. Like old H3 and Pyrocynical and like all that old commentary YouTube stuff was
Yeah.
like my thing and like late elementary school or like middle school. Um, that was like that and then like the stuff I mentioned earlier is like my whole um everything during that period was just that uh
Mhm.
in terms of like media consumption. So I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then I just recently discovered like Come Town and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that it's so funny.
They're
Anyways,
like they're like old YouTube for people who aged out of watching that old YouTube stuff.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like old YouTube once they got a job and
Yeah.
are like out on their own doing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like YouTube comedians, but they started being actual comedians, and that's like those are the people that
Yeah.
that like that's what
Which
they want to be.
happens sometimes. See, actual YouTubers go on to become,
Yeah.
something more than they were. Like Filthy Frank, of course, going on to do Joji, going into
That's
music stuff.
crazy. I
That's the
Yeah.
wild.
love
If you showed me those three people, it's
dude.
like Max and Chad. It's like Max, Chad, and then like iDubbbz and Filthy Frank. It's like one of these men will be a world touring pop
Yeah,
star.
yeah.
Guess which one? It's like,
One of
oh
these
man.
one of these people will be very popular on TikTok with like very progressive liberal teens who
Mhm.
every couple of years will discover his old YouTube videos and freak out.
George was doing what? He did what?
And then you get
Joji
people,
Joji was saying the N-word on YouTube in 2015.
Yeah.
No,
He
no,
every
that's
day of his
crazy.
life must be just like sweating that. It's just like, oh God.
yeah. And then you
Yeah,
get people
but
like
it's
Sam Hyde who just never, ever do
yeah,
that.
Yeah. They get the
yeah,
Adult Swim show and then that's about the peak. And then it just
Yeah.
keeps going.
yeah, yeah. Sam Hyde is just like he never was the hero and he never will be the hero. He's just a villain to this.
Yeah.
They just yeah,
Yeah. He's like the chaotic evil on the
yeah,
D&D alignment chart.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, definitely. I love talking about old YouTube and stuff because it brings back so many memories of like back in the day.
There's gonna be college courses on it in like 15
Oh,
years.
for
100
sure.
Dude, yeah.
100%. Which that'll be my goal is going back to college and it's like cool. I'm teaching internet history 2004 to 2016
Yeah.
just internet 104 or whatever. I'm
Dude,
just teaching that.
dude, I'm a political science student. I can't wait to get my degree in political science, work a real job for a few years, and then go back as a college professor and be teaching like politics in the digital age. And I'm
Oh my
just
gosh.
teaching
Yeah.
about like the Gamergate era of YouTube.
Yeah. That's
Or
what I
like
Oh
was gonna
20 or
gosh.
like
say.
dude. Or like 2017 when there was all the net neutrality stuff going on with that guy Ajit Pai
Mm.
or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That was like partially how I found Nate's channel was because I had seen a couple other of his other videos, I think. If that wasn't his first one. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, I that was then I remember Nate made a video about Ajit Pai and I'm like, wow, this guy does videos that are like other things I watch.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anyways, going into our next question, if you could jam with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh man. I've been asked this before on an interview. I used to play in a band here in Boise called Neocentrics, and we were asked this, and it was like if you actually the question was if you could show your music to anyone, who would it be?
Mm.
And I said Beethoven just to like ruin his opinion
Hmm.
on music or something. But if I could jam with anyone living or dead. Oh, I don't. It might be. I was mentioning the Avalanches earlier. It might be them. They do a lot of like featured artists on a lot of their songs, or
Oh
on
yeah.
a lot of their newer stuff. So they've worked with like MF Doom and Danny Brown. They worked with what's his name from Mercury Rev, like the lead singer of Mercury Rev.
Mm.
Um, Leon Bridges. They do a lot of like yeah, featured artists. It'd be really fun to work with them on something. Um, but just jam in general. I think it again it would be like a lot of electronic artists that inspire me. Boards of Canada, it'd be cool to jam, to quote unquote jam with them. Or Peter Hook from New Order. He's the bass player for New Order, or was the bass player for pretty much the most of their career. Probably him too. He's a ridiculous bass player.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Avalanches have a
Choke.
song with Denzel Curry. It's really good.
They do. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Take Care in Your Dreaming, I think is a song. It's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Correct.
I feel like a lot of Denzel Curry, like a lot of the beats that he ends up on also are like really influenced by electronic music, and so then if you put him with some people that do stuff like that, it can be really just like a perfect combo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like the jamming stuff for me tends to lean more electronic, but then the like songwriting stuff tends to lean a little more like songwritery. Because it'd be cool, like Jeff Tweedy from Wilco would also be really
Mhm.
neat, just from like a personal, like, oh, it'd be really cool to work with them. I really like the music of Daniel Johnston too.
Oh yeah.
Um, he seems like a sort of volatile person to work with, just from his own like personal like mental problems that he has, and he's passed away now, but I think that would also be really, really neat, just to see like, oh, how does he go about writing songs? Like, do they just come to him naturally? Does he feel like he has to reach or look for them? Or I think that'd be cool to work with
Mhm.
someone in that way.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. We also have a fair amount of community questions that we're
Oh,
going to
okay.
ask you. You can start that off, Lemmy, if
All
you would.
right, yeah. So first we have from at random documentation. What
Oh,
has been
okay.
your newest inspiration for your art?
Oh, my newest inspiration for my art. That's hard. Um, I wouldn't say it's super new. It's like a like refound love that I have. So I grew up, my like extended family on my dad's side is from Tennessee. They're from the South. They listen to a lot of bluegrass and a lot of country, and that's what I grew up listening to, was bluegrass and country, which, seeing as like the bands I play in and the stuff I lean towards, you probably would not guess that. But it is like one of my really big loves is classic country and bluegrass. To the point where, besides the last show that I played, every single one going up to it, I had covered at least one bluegrass or country song in like the style that I do music in, which is kind of like this bedroom pop airy style. Um, so I'd say that's like a refound love that I have is bluegrass music, and it's these really simple. A lot of the songs I write are kind of like these simple progressions, and just like these more focused on like words and lyrics than these kind of like really intricate. I'm playing in 7/9 whatever, these drum fills and stuff. It's like no, I just try to like keep it pretty simple in what I'm trying to do, and that's kind of like the refound love I have, is listening to these old bluegrass songs. It's like, yeah, they're playing like the same thing the entire time, and it's only 2 minutes and 38 seconds, but it's just so good while it's going through all these different parts. So I'd say like a newfound love in the way that I write stuff is in classic country and bluegrass music, and being able to listen and play that.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
And that was the first instrument I learned too, was my grandpa. Before I picked up guitar or started learning keys, my grandpa sent me a banjo in the mail. And it was fun. We came home from school, my brother and I, he's a bit older than me, and we opened up these boxes, and he's like, "Oh, I got a guitar. I'm gonna learn guitar." I was like, "Yo, that's so cool!" And then I opened my big old banjo. I was like, "What the hell?" So my grandpa's like, "Well, every guitar player needs a banjo." So then I started taking banjo lessons. I took them for like 5 or 6 months. I learned some like simple chords and some finger roll stuff, and then I didn't touch it again for a pretty long time. And then I picked up guitar and keys and stuff after that. So, but the first instrument I technically learned was banjo. So it's another thing, and I kind of want to go back and try to incorporate that into what I'm doing and pick that up again. But yeah, just bluegrass and country are kind of the big inspirations I've had recently.
Nice.
That's sick.
Yeah.
At C.Cran, Carson Cranny,
Oh, it's Carson.
he asks your top 5 video games of all time.
Oh my God, Carson.
That's a good
That's so
question.
hard. My number one of all time, my number one all time favorite is Fallout New Vegas. I've played through that game like 7 times at this point, if not more. I'm
That's
sure
such a
more times than
banger.
that. It's so good, just beginning to end. The storytelling in it, the way that you can go about quests in that game, and how it's presented in such a great non-linear way is so good. So Fallout New Vegas is up there. I'm gonna have to pick Skate 3 also. I've put so many hours into Skate 3. It's so good. I had a copy on 360 and PS3, so I could play with two different groups of friends and play Skate 3 together because I couldn't convince one to get the other. So I was like, all
That's
right, well,
so
I'm just
funny.
gonna play Skate 3. So I had a Xbox profile and a PS3 profile. I still my PS3 is right here next to me. I still play it to this day. And you can stream it on Game Pass too on PC. So New Vegas, Skate 3. I'm gonna say Terraria is up there. Terraria is the game I've spent the most amount of time in. So if I'm going on games that I've just like sunk my life into, Terraria I've been playing since it was like first on Steam, um, in like a beta form. With my friends, we would do 2 playthroughs a year, and each playthrough was like 30 or 40 hours. So,
Mhm.
and that's since like 2012, I think. So we've just been putting our lives into that game. So New Vegas, Skate 3, Terraria. I'd pick um I'll put Little Big Planet 2 up there. It's another one I spent my life playing. And I'll say Resident Evil 4, probably. Resi 4.
Nice.
Which,
It's a classic.
full disclosure, before this interview was playing the remake of it. I'm on my third
Nice.
playthrough of Resident Evil of the 4 remake that came out last year. So
That's
those are
Nice.
sick.
Good
probably my big
choices.
five.
Yeah,
There's like
I don't.
a
Sorry, you can go, Jack.
you can go.
Okay. Well, I think it's interesting because I don't hear a lot of people say Little Big Planet, any of the Little Big Planet games as any of their top favorites, but that's pretty unique pick, I'd say. So that's cool.
I was obsessed with making levels and playing levels, and uh any game my parents wouldn't let me get, I would just find a bad community level. Like I loved reading lore about games online before I could actually
Mhm.
play the games. It's why I knew everything there was to know about Portal before ever playing the game Portal. I knew everything about BioShock before playing BioShock.
I
And
love
I would just
BioShock.
go, it's so good. I would go into Little Big Planet and then just like type in the community level chat Portal or BioShock or something, and then just be like, this is basically the same thing. Uh, so yeah, I spent so much time in Little Big Planet 2, playing games, like community levels and making levels with my friends. And yeah, that game was a lot for like creative output for like it felt so cool. And speaking of like, you know, uh, the way I make stuff is like when I would make levels in that game and put them online, I would just track and see like, oh, one person's playing my level. Oh my gosh. Oh, two people are playing my level. Oh my gosh. It's like I almost do that now with Spotify. It's like, oh my gosh, people are listening to my stuff. This is really cool. To the point yesterday, I just surpassed 1,000 listeners, 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. And it's like I realized I got that
That's
same
awesome.
like adrenaline rush when I was playing Little Big Planet 2. So yeah, no, it's a unique pick. Not I feel like not a lot of people like that. That's definitely a nostalgia pick for me. Just how much time I put into playing that game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So moving on, I have no idea how to pronounce this to be honest, so I'm gonna mess it up. But I'm gonna guess Josie Falu 3 says, "How as a solo artist do you come up? How as a solo artist do you come to compose, arrange, and complete songs?"
Um, that's a good question. So I usually write acoustically. Like I said, a lot of the songs I write are these really simple, um, like progressions, and they're at a core level pretty basic. I usually write them acoustically and then find a way to transpose it into like FL Studio with like the sequencing of drums and stuff. And I do all like my bass tones in there as well too. And then I try to see like how I can incorporate. I try to just visualize it as like a ride. So the song San Salvador starts really slow, and then there's a big drop. It comes back up and does some like wild stuff, and then another drop, and then it just kind of like mellows out as it's going back into the station, I guess you could say. So for like how I create songs, I try to view it as that. It's like a point A to point B thing. How can I take people on a ride between those 2 points? But just from like a sitting down and creating stuff, it's I get uh little ideas in my head. I try to put them down on paper. I have a notes app on my phone. It's just full of like little things I think of and um, you know, what I can create from that. So as a solo artist, it feels nice because it's just you. You don't feel like you're like, oh, I need to incorporate this person's stuff into my thing. I need to make sure that they're doing this. It's nice to sit down. Like I'm just creating something by myself that I can share out and let other people listen to. So that's how I create. It's usually acoustically at first, and then I move into FL Studio and then put that onto. I have a sample player that I use live now, and then I just play that and then try to write guitar stuff over that.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yep.
Next, from at Jacob.Denkers, he asks, what's the biggest struggle for you as a small independent artist?
I think for me, it's playing shows and creating the relationships to maintain playing shows. There's a lot of really great resources here in the Valley, like like the Boise Trans Collective. There's a lot of groups that are trying to put on these shows, which is great. But as an individual, when you're in a band, it's like, oh, our bass player is friends with this guy who's booking this show and then wants us to jump on. Oh, and then our drummer might know this other one. But as an individual, it's just like it's all me. If I want to do networking at all, it's me. It's me reaching out to people and talking about shows coming up and if there's any opportunities, and that can just feel kind of daunting, the fact that it's just all on your shoulders. Your success is entirely just up to you and how much you're wanting to put yourself out there, to the point where the first two shows that I played, the first three shows that I played, actually, the first one was with a group called High Desert Poets Society here in Boise, so just kind of like a community group. And then the next one was Boise Trans Collective, which they were amazing. And then University Pulse on campus at Boise State. That was another concert with them. And then finally, I got a Duck Club show opening for some artist here in town. But I'd say that's the most daunting thing, is just building those relationships and maintaining those relationships, and then using that to book shows in the Valley and put yourself in front of people. I think that's the thing I struggle with, because I can write as much as I want. The freedom to do that is great. Freedom to sit down and write whatever I want and make whatever I want is great. But then at the end of the day, yeah, the success of you getting out there and being in front of people is just up to you. It's on your shoulders. So I'd say that.
Yeah, I see. And then our last community question comes from at Ghost Beach, Idaho. And this you can imagine this coming from any of the members.
I was from Caleb or
yeah,
Keith. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. They ask favorite deodorant brand because you always smell real good.
That's very nice of them. Just funny. That's something I'm actually quite self-conscious about. Which, if you can't, in the background, this is audio, but I've got a candle lit right now to make sure my room smells good. And there's just a stack of candles in the background to make sure my room always smells good. My favorite brand, I've actually switched. So I was using a deodorant and antiperspirant, but then I realized that my antiperspirant was like dyeing all the like shirts that I had. I wear a lot of black t-shirts, and your antiperspirant sometimes can dye those and leave like a silver color on them because it has aluminum shavings in there. The way antiperspirant works is it's kind of like aluminum shavings that go into your arm and just kind of like hold there and stay there. I'm an Old Spice man through and through. I love Old Spice. Specifically, they have like the Fiji and like the bear tooth or whatever they have. They always do like those really hard sounding, but then it's just like lavender and coriander. It's like, oh great. So I usually do those. And then I'm a big cologne person too. So they're probably commenting on my cologne more than anything. But wow, thanks Ghost Beach boys for saying for asking about my my skincare and my deodorant routine.
Very unique question.
Yeah, I
We
know.
love
So
Ghost
important.
And I'm glad I could share it. So because I always heard growing up, it's like, oh, deodorant's not actually good for you. It's like deodorant's fine for you. Antiperspirant is like actually like that's just aluminum shavings that just kind of like hang out in your armpit area. So I see the warrant of some people like don't wear antiperspirants, and at the end of the day, it's like you're pretty much gonna sweat regardless. So might as well sweat a little more and not ruin your shirts, which I care a lot more about. So
Yeah, I'm allergic to the aluminum stuff that they have in antiperspirant, so I can't use like a combo deodorant antiperspirant, and if I do, I get like real itchy and get a rash. So
Same.
I have to look and be careful and see which one doesn't have that so I can use it.
Yeah, my
So
roommate's the exact same way. He has to get
yeah.
like a natural one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We got one more topic that we want to discuss, and then we'll go into our super secret activity that we're gonna do at the end.
Okay.
If you want to say that topic, Lem.
All right. So yeah, our last little topic we have here before we move on to our secret activity is unorthodox superpowers. I think was it yesterday, Jack, that we were talking about this,
It
or
was
the other
before the
day?
anniversary show that we were
Yeah,
talking a little bit about this.
yeah. So we were discussing stuff, and I said that I wanted to talk about unorthodox superpowers because I think that everyone says flying or seeing through walls or being invisible or whatever, but no one really talks about like, lesser thought about superpowers. So I want to know kind of what superpowers that aren't usually mentioned do you think you would love?
I think when it comes to like kinesis, everyone thinks of like the big two. They think telekinesis and pyrokinesis. Being able to control your mind or other people's minds and move things with your brain and then move things with fire through pyrokinesis. I think people don't think of all the other different kinesises there can be. Like being able to just move everyday objects of like not just like move them with your mind, but other forces like move water. My very unorthodox, it's very immature, but I've just thought this for the longest time, is the ability to make people shit their pants on command. I think there is so much power in being able to make people shit their pants on command that you just wouldn't even like you lose so much ability to do other things while that is happening because you're just focused on that thing happening. Where I always think of there's this movie called Chronicle. It's about these kids who get telekinetic powers, and there's like a standoff, and there's like a SWAT team, and they like all have their guns pointed, and there's like a chopper ahead, and they're like, put your hands up or surrender and stuff. It's like if that kid could make everyone shit their pants right then, he could walk away. He
I
could
think
like
that's yeah.
spin his fingers around and just leave the scene like I got nothing else to do. Like that's I think underrated powers would be that.
I think that's the most like best non-violent power possible because really it's so like such a primal like a raw thing that happens, and that is
Mm-hmm.
such like a base like oh God, that just happened and that's embarrassing and now
Yeah.
I'm around a bunch of people and that just happened. So if you could just do that on command and make people like if that you could make that happen, like that's done. That's physical warfare because now they have to deal with that, and
Yeah.
psychological because everyone just saw that happen.
And even in
Yeah.
like a superhero versus supervillain fight, like that supervillain has to have the mental fortitude to keep
Yeah.
fighting you
Yeah.
with absolutely shit trousers. Like they have to keep going.
Yeah.
So I think and then it goes from like it's a physical thing that turns into like a mental game of
Yeah.
Superman and Lex Luthor, and then everyone's watching this battle. Go, did, did Lex Luthor just shit himself? Is he still going?
Yeah.
So I think as unorthodox powers go, the ability to make people shit themselves. Did either of you have like an unorthodox
I'm trying to
one you
think
thought of?
of
I
the
was
ones that I say usually.
so I was I wanted to say first was I was gonna say that's a reference to Hot Rod, but the movie.
Oh,
Have you seen Hot Rod?
forever ago. Maybe when I was like 11.
Yeah, there's a reference. There's an overarching plot point where Isla Fisher's character knows how to make someone poop their pants on command, and
Oh,
he ends up
she has like the brown note
yeah.
just like on
Well, no, she
lockdown.
like she like did she like went away for college and did like a yoga retreat or something, I think is what it was, or like learned some kind of meditation technique. And then because the whole point of like the movie is that he's trying to fight his stepdad,
Oh, Frank in the movie
Frank,
is that his
yeah.
name? Yeah, yeah.
And this is another movie where I think the screenplay is perfect. And
Mhm.
he basically he ends up being able to harness that power. Andy Samberg's character is able to harness that power and use it on his stepdad at the end of the movie.
Oh wow, that's
So that
his.
was where my mind went immediately.
Oh okay.
I feel
Um
I feel like if I'm thinking of like specific, very specific, like not very useful superpowers, it's less about saving the day and defeating villains and more about just being a villain or just being
Mm,
mildly inconvenient to everybody. Like if I could do whatever I would want, I would just be able to control just the ability to minorly inconvenience people. And I think that that would be like my thing.
mhm.
I think that
Yeah,
that's just a really funny idea.
yeah. You could, or I think it's either like it's got to be cause a minor inconvenience or just solve a minor inconvenience. My brain went to like, I would never have to drive a friend to the airport. Like that'd be
Yeah,
great. I just
yeah.
have a, oh my God, my superpower is I can spawn a fucking Miata that just drives you to the
Dude, I
airport
feel
and it
like
comes back and it's
yeah.
gone. And I don't have to wake up at like 7 and drive you to the fucking airport.
I feel like having Gary's mod powers in real life would be the actually the most useful thing you could possibly have. The ability to just like spawn a thing that you need. It's just
Yeah,
like, oh,
give me a fizz
I'm
gun.
set. Yeah,
Yeah, give me a fizz gun and a spawn menu and I'm fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
give me a prop gun, and I'm like, I'm set forever. Yeah, I think that that's probably the best superpower uh in my mind.
Yeah, I feel like are there any other than like Green Lantern because he can do like his, spotting stuff? Are there any superheroes that can just create things? They can just make things appear? Like have a
I don't
spawn
know.
menu of things
I've
that you
I
build?
definitely
mean,
seen characters in movies that can do stuff like that, but I've
Oh yeah.
always thought that I can't think of any like now off the top of my head. But I
you
feel
want
like
to
that's what I would say is the most useful superpower.
Hmm.
if you want to count Full Metal Alchemist,
I haven't seen Full Metal Alchemist, so I don't know.
I think
Full
I think
full
that
middle
that could work.
Malcolmist.
I personally really, really like how nonsense like the world of Howl's Moving Castle is. And I feel like there's so many things that make zero sense in that are so fun that like if I could have that in real life, I would be so happy, you know?
Yeah.
Like why is there a little scarecrow guy that just like goes and finds things and he's always able to find what you need, you know? Like that's
Yeah.
great.
Sometimes there's like a logic of a movie world I'd rather have than a special power,
Yeah,
stuff
Mhm.
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. What did I watch recently that was like that? I can't remember.
Mhm.
I in eighth grade, this is my superpower. In eighth grade, I created a superhero called Lil Zurk, and he's based off of the rapper Lil Durk.
Mhm.
And basically he harnesses the powers of Zurk, the actual like periodic element. And
Like zirconium,
I
Or
think
Zircon, yeah.
yeah,
zircon.
like something like that. Anyways, I learned that it was found in like metal bars and deodorant, so he can just like summon metal bars and deodorant anytime. Speaking of deodorant,
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think that is what I would want my unorthodox superpower to be, is that I could just harness the power of zirconium or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's funny. That's a really good one. I just thought of another one that I think is really funny. That's kind of like what you said, Wyatt, with yours. It's the ability to just make like control people, but specifically make them insanely high. So like you're in the middle of a
Mm.
fight, suddenly they're tripping balls. They have no idea what's going on. I
Hmm.
think that that's a great idea because
It's
what are they gonna do?
it's like a drug Doctor Strange at that point, where
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to just control people's perception of the world by making them insanely high on whatever, you know?
which
Also,
is oh, go on.
well, like if you think about Batman, he's like he goes and interrogates someone, and then after he gets the information, he just kind of beats them up. What if
Yeah,
he just made them incredibly high so they don't even remember that
yeah, they can't even
they
remember
gave
what
him that
happened.
information, you know?
And it wears off. Like with your, if you get beat up, you're just gonna be like injured for a while, but that
Yeah.
wears off in a few hours and they're like they can't remember anything the next day and they're totally normal. They look normal.
This sounds like the most low budget version of the Men in Black memory erase pen. Is
You just give
what if
them
we just
drugs.
yeah, They're like, we have this magical pen that erases your brain. Yeah, what if we just drug them?
I guess what I want in more than anything is the superpower of what the CIA wanted to do with MK Ultra, but like that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess more than anything, I just want to be the CIA.
My superpower is government oversight.
Yeah, unlimited funds and the ability to go places and do things.
Yeah, honestly, if my superpower would be to literally just erase all my identity from anything ever, and
Mhm.
then just have unlimited cash and be able to travel anywhere that I wanted.
I was about
That's
to say
yeah,
that's an interesting. If your superpower was that you could just erase the existence of you from other people, so you can just
yeah,
Yeah.
and if you were a shapeshifter that could do that, so I could be
yeah,
me, but then I could shapeshift into someone else, and then everyone forgets about me, the concept of me, my name, and I'm just somebody else. I think
Yeah.
yeah.
that's an underrated superpower because then it's
Oh
just
yeah.
like a supervillain's fighting you, and then it's like you're going down on, and then the next thing like, what the hell am I doing? Who was I? Who was I
Especially,
talking to?
and if you're making up superpowers too, what you can do is craft the logic of the power around that. Because like you don't have to have inconsistent rules if you make the rules that are useful and you use them consistently, right? So like
Mhm.
you could shapeshift into a completely new person and your ID card, like your driver's license, whatever, your passport, conforms to that person. So you're just a new person with all
Mm.
the correct identity, because then no one could prove that you're not you, and you would be just like the most powerful shapeshifter, because you could
Yeah.
make yourself into a person and then all your ID is in order, you know?
You pretty much have like plot armor on your secret identity at that point. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't be Peter Parker where like call you out like, oh, it's him, he's Spider-Man. It's like no, you just change who you are,
Yeah.
and then it's like
Yeah.
they can't know that you are that shapeshifter. You're just
Yeah.
another person that's in that same group. Yeah.
Because you know, in like spy movies and stuff, they have to have a box of secret identities, which like with passports and driver's license and stuff, if all that gets created or all of that forms from your previous identity to the one you just shapeshifted to, you're set. You don't have to worry about that. And like,
Yeah.
oh, we arrested this guy. We can't find a driver's license, or we can't find a birth certificate or whatever. He's a spy. That would be all gone because you
Yeah.
have a birth certificate. It's
The
just for this
name just
different person.
updates on there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that would be definitely a very useful superpower.
It's unorthodox. That'd be super useful.
You could
Damn.
go around and rob people and or businesses, right? And make unlimited money and then always shapeshift so that you could never be caught for your crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you
And then you would
could,
have essentially you'd have functionally unlimited money and also you'd be able to shapeshift or go into a ton of debt and never have to pay it back.
I was about to say, I think the heal, because I feel like a lot of superpowers have to have like a heal to it. You know, they have to
Yeah.
have a kryptonite. I think would be that you can't shapeshift into another person. You can't assume the identity of somebody else.
Yeah,
So
you
you
could
can't like
just
I become
yeah.
the CEO of McDonald's. Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
But you can just keep generating. You can like keep rolling characters essentially.
Yeah.
It's like a new name and a new whatever that you can just keep assuming. You can do it's
Yeah.
like you can just clean your track record every
Mhm.
10 seconds or whatever that
You can't pretend to be the president, but you can go commit a crime and then be a new person, and then you never existed. So the person that committed that crime no longer exists, and you can never be caught. So you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't involve being another person directly, you know?
and
Yeah.
here's how
Yeah.
you would create new identities, like new faces and stuff. Because like if you
Hmm.
can't assume another person, then you have to be creating a new human, basically.
Hmm.
You would already have had all the genetic material of everyone ever on Earth in your you basically just take two people and basically take the male chromosomes and the female chromosomes
You just make
and put them
mashups of
together and
people.
create a whole new like genetically new person
Let me
every
let me
time.
let me hit you with this. In my brain, I was imagining it goes to like a Skyrim character editor, and
Oh
I
yeah,
just like
yeah, yeah.
time freezes, and then it just zooms in. It's like, do I want to be a Khajiit? Do I want to be
It's got like height and weight sliders and
Yeah,
stuff.
do I want to be a
Yeah.
Nord?
It just zooms in on like my dead face, just like there.
Yeah, just staring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can add scars. I can add like, and then I just type in a new character name, and then it just, you know, Oh,
I've
you're
discussed
finally awake.
superpowers. I've discussed superpowers with so many people, and I think this is probably the best one that I've ever heard. Is like the ability to just shapeshift and be like a new person, and shapeshift
Yeah,
not into someone that exists, but a totally new person. I think
yeah.
it's hilarious.
But
Yeah.
also, I feel like that somewhat alters space and time because let's say that these two people do have a kid and it looks exactly like this person. They
hmm
hmm
already, if we do a ton of bad stuff as this person, then that means that they're kind of like screwed for life,
hmm
Oh,
you
that's
know?
yeah, like if they find DNA evidence 20 years
Yeah,
later.
because the
And then
DNA
they're
would
like,
be
but
exactly
there's
the
got
same.
okay, but then the timeline wouldn't match up because it's like this crime was committed in 2020, and then if the
Yeah.
baby was born in 2022, they're like, we
Yeah.
found this DNA evidence. It's like
You're a
there's no
clone of a
way.
criminal
Yeah.
that didn't exist yet. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I think that yeah, I don't know. I think that how I was envisioning because you have to add more limitations, you know? Because like
I think that's the only way that you could make new identities though, is by literally
well,
like melding genetics as we know it.
I like the idea that Wyatt had where it's just like you're rolling the dice on a character creator, you know, or like you're in a
Yeah.
character
I,
creator.
that could be another heal is that you don't know what the identity is.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
could
yeah,
just
you
you just
yeah,
Ooh.
get something random. Like you're just
yeah.
given it's almost like a genetic shuffle. Like it just
Uh-huh.
shuffles your entire
I think that's a
everything. And
great
then it's like,
idea.
oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm a 6'1" man right now. Oh, I need to change identity. You change it, and then you're like, oh, I'm a 5'2" woman, but you just don't
Yeah.
have any choice. It's just whatever you get. And
Yeah.
then
And
Yeah.
there
you
has to be
can't
like a
choose
rule.
you can't choose if you're physically fit or not. Like you can't choose to be just like an athlete all the time and be OP. You just end up as some guy that's very out of shape and you can't really do anything, you know? You're
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
like,
there's just
yeah.
like there's a chance. Yeah, you're in a fight with a supervillain. It's like you're taking the risk. All right, I'm gonna change, and then yeah, you go from like athlete body that you've been this whole time. That it's like yeah, now I'm a yeah 4'9" guy. I just gotta
Yeah,
run away.
I was trying to think of like what limitations you could add to it that would be like somewhat limiting that you could like actually use this for a story with those limitations. And like that's I think the best one is like you just can't control because you know like Spider-Man has to change into the suit, you know?
Yeah.
Or like any like Superman has to change into the suit, has to become the superhero to hide their identity. You don't have to worry about hiding your identity, but that is a limitation that like shifts the time frame on responding to an incident. So
hmm
I think that a
And it's
good
a risk.
limitation,
It's
yeah,
yeah.
a good limitation is, I could go be a different person. I have no idea who I'm gonna be though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
yeah, and even if there's like a time limit, like you can do it once a day or something. You just can't sit
Mhm.
there and be
I
like,
was
bah, bah, bah,
thinking
bah, 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 just
Yeah,
like
I
until
was
you
things
roll,
people.
yeah, get good RNG and you just do it over and over until you get
Yeah.
what you want. Yeah.
Wait, stop, go back. Ah, shit. Keep going, go. Your supervillain's fighting you, and you're just sitting there like turning into like 50 different people.
you keep entering the character customization window
Yeah.
in the
You're just
middle of
clicking
a fight.
escape and enter over and over again.
You're like auto saving and auto reloading.
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. Yeah.
Is this
That's
like
a yeah.
is this an any percent speed run or something? No.
What I'm about to
Dude,
do right now is
having
actually this
oh
this
my
is
God.
called a tool skip that I do where I clip through this wall as a 6'2" guy, and then I switch bodies into another one. And that's
Yeah.
I think, dude, I think a good superpower would just be having like Fallout speedrunning strats as like logic for you. So like you can in real life quick save and quick load to clip through walls and stuff. Or like what's the one where you jump off the cliff and you hit the ground and you break your legs, but if you quick save and quick load frame perfect, it adds the movement speed that would have been subtracted. So you
Mhm,
end up at like 160% speed, so you can just go faster. Like I
mhm.
think that having just speed running tactics in real life would be really cool.
You're
You
in a
can
fight
like
with someone. You're like, if I pick up this wooden bowl and then put it against me, it'll throw me through that wall, and then we'll
Yeah.
win.
Yeah. Like
yeah, if I cook
that would cause so much chaos. Like I love it.
if I
Yeah.
cook some peppers and do down B to exit the confirmation window, I'll actually have double the amount of peppers.
You're doing
So,
like Tears of the Kingdom duplicates
yeah,
Yeah.
glitches in life.
It, there's this one from this one specific version of Fallout 4 where if you're trying to upgrade a weapon, right? And if you're in the crafting menu, you can press a specific sequence of buttons together, and it adds things like modifications that shouldn't be allowed on that to another weapon. So you can have like a gun that has a ripper on the front of it or something, or like fat man shotguns basically that are like
Oh, that
actual
use like the
combat
mini
shotguns.
nukes. Oh my
They're
god.
actual combat shotguns, but they shoot mini nukes instead. Stuff like that. Where it's like ridiculous. There's some guy on YouTube, I think he's a French Tomahawk. If you look it up, he has a video where he just messes with this, and you can have like rocket fire ripper like knives and stuff and like just ridiculous modifications, and I feel like
That's
that would be
crazy.
another one that would be great, just abusing video game glitches in real life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't know
Yeah,
if you saw Across the Spider-Verse last year, but it's like
Oh yeah.
he can go between dimensions, the spot
hmm
guy. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, having a superpower that's like I just get video game logic
yeah,
in
Yeah.
glitches and speedrun strats. I can just do that now.
yeah,
My whole
You're gonna fight with somebody and then it
yeah.
just keeps reverting, it keeps going back in time. You're like, oh, I'm quick loading. So I'm just going back.
yeah.
Before
Sorry.
you hit me. I'm going back to that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Anyways, I think we can get into our final super secret activity. Lemmy doesn't even
Yeah,
know what it is because
yeah,
I
no, it's a secret.
I
Oh,
decided that we needed to change it up a little bit. We've only ever done brackets and tier lists,
oh sweet.
but
I'm a tier list
now
fiend.
I have a thing called the list game.
All right.
Ooh,
Basically, I have three lists, and you guys are gonna have to guess, and it's lists of 10, like 1 through 10.
okay.
And you guys are gonna have to guess what the contents of each list are.
Okay. Oh, I like this.
Oh,
And
so you give us a topic and we have to guess what's
yeah,
on the list?
yeah, and they're
Okay,
gonna be ranked 1 through 10.
All
okay.
right. I got a piece of paper in front of me. I'm ready.
Okay,
Let me
awesome.
get a notebook real quick.
I kind of stole this from Hive Mind, because Hive Mind does
Shout out
things
Hive
like
Mind.
this. Shout out Hive Mind. I think
All
people have
right.
been waiting on our opinion on Hive Mind.
Yeah, we are
The
big
greatest
fans.
YouTube channel of all time.
Why do I have a piece of paper in my notebook that says "Don't hurt me, please. I don't want to get hit by a hammer." All right. I've got paper down to write this. Okay, what's our first topic?
Okay, our first topic. You guys are familiar with Letterboxd.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our first topic is the top 10 of the top 250 narrative feature films.
Oh, I've looked at this list before, but I can't remember it at all. So
I feel confident. I feel like we can do this.
Okay.
Can you say what it is again? Narrative feature
Yeah, the
films.
narrative feature films, top
All right.
250, but we're only doing the top 10 of that list.
Okay. Do you want to go back and forth with guesses, or can we just
Yeah,
start
do we have to
shooting out?
guess? Do we have to guess a specific place and thing, or do we just have to
No,
guess what's
I
on
think
the
we
list?
just have to guess if it's on the list or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know one that I'm pretty sure is in the top 10.
Yeah, you
Come and
guys can go back and forth, and I'll let you know when you
Okay.
guys have gotten a right one.
Okay.
Okay.
Is come and see on the list? Because that's what I
Yes,
think
that's
probably.
number 2.
Number 2 is
Okay.
Come and See. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
The Godfather.
that's number 8.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Not there.
Damn.
Oof.
Narrative films. What does it
Let me
mean by
let me
that?
think. Narrative. Ooh, 12 Angry Men. Is that in the top 10?
Yes, that's number 3.
That's one
Oh
that
my
everyone
gosh.
says. Yeah, okay.
Number 1, The Dark Knight. That's on.
That's not there.
Okay. I'm thinking of like the IMDb top 250 because I know both those
Ooh.
are in there. Maybe I need to think more Letterboxd. What would people on Letterboxd say?
Shawshank Redemption.
That's number 9.
Okay, yeah, I
Okay.
knew that had to be on there.
Just from recency bias, I'm gonna guess Parasite.
That's number 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's a good guess.
Oh,
Also from recency bias, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Not there.
Damn. Okay.
yeah. I can see that not being there.
I could see it not being there, but I figured I thought it might be like 10.
I'm trying to think like 70s or Taxi Driver.
Not there.
Damn. The Godfather is Taxi
Um,
Driver's not.
Silence of the Lambs.
Not there.
Okay.
You guys get 3 hints
Okay.
for each list.
I feel like we could get it without hints. That's
Yeah.
why I feel pretty confident about this.
Same. See, movies are my strong point.
Yeah, yeah, that's like one of my biggest things is movies. What would be number one?
I'm thinking like a Scorsese or like a Coppola or something like that.
Definitely, yeah, that's a good choice.
Or it's got to be like Citizen Kane.
Not there.
Really
Wow, I'm surprised
interesting.
that's not in the top 10.
Citizen Kane, Casablanca.
I don't think Casablanca would be on the top 10 narrative feature films.
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Let me see. Nope. Not there.
I'm trying to, man.
Are there any horror movies on there?
There are not.
No horror movies. Okay. I was about to say,
Parasite is the only horror adjacent film.
Blade Runner.
Not there.
Damn. Are there any sci-fi movies?
No.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Let's say horror and sci-fi are my big ones.
What
Lord of the
ones
Rings.
have you guys gotten so far?
We got
We've
Come and
got-
See, 12 Angry Men, Parasite, The Godfather, and Shawshank.
Okay. I'll give you just like a free hint. The ones that they're all dramas.
Okay.
Oh, Schindler's List.
Not there. That is number 13.
I was close.
Totally half a serious guess, and also just because it's like my favorite movie. Doctor Strangelove.
Not there.
That would be in my top 10 easily.
Yeah.
I think Doctor Strangelove is.
Oh, but there might be Stanley Kubrick one in there. Is there?
I feel like Stanley Kubrick's a good safe bet for that. Clockwork
which
Orange.
The Shining would have been a good. Yeah, Clockwork Orange.
No, neither The Shining or Clockwork Orange.
Paths of Glory.
No.
Okay. Damn, this is hard.
Yeah, this is hard. We've
Three,
used.
two,
Have we
one.
gotten 2 hints that
No, we've got.
used, or
No.
I think
one?
we've gotten one. We got the one. They're all dramas.
But I'm not gonna count that one if you guys. I just wanted to, because you guys were asking like horror and.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Man, this is hard.
Yeah. Raging Bull.
Let me look. Not there.
Wow.
Apocalypse Now.
I was gonna say that.
Not there.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. We're missing number one.
Yeah,
Stalker.
what is?
Not there.
Really? Okay, I guess I would have fallen into sci-fi anyways.
Yeah. Man, what would number one be?
I will say the 4 that you guys are missing are all Japanese, and
We're missing 5.
We're missing
wait.
5.
We're
Okay,
missing
well,
1,
you're missing
4,
5.
5,
Four of
6, and
them,
10.
4 of them are Japanese films, and of those 4, 2 of them are directed by the same director, and the other 2 are also directed by the same director.
All right, I
Howl's
got
Moving
it.
Castle.
Not there.
Damn.
Rashomon.
Not there.
Seven Samurai.
That's number 4.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah.
there's another Kurosawa film on there. What's another Kurosawa film? Yojimbo.
Not there.
Tokyo Story.
Not there.
It's not Rashomon. It's not Seven Samurai. Not Yojimbo. Spirited Away.
Not there.
Wow.
Okay.
That's number 25.
In the Mood for Love. They're not Japanese. It's Hong Kong, but still,
there.
is that on there? No.
Not there.
Ooh,
If
Japanese.
Spirited Away isn't on it, I feel like it can't
It's
be
not
Miyazaki.
Ghibli. It's not Miyazaki.
Yeah, it can't be Miyazaki if Spirited Away is not on there.
Yeah, unless people are putting Porco Rosso or like Castle in the Sky.
Ponyo is
no.
number 1, actually.
Yeah, Ponyo sweep. We got a Ponyo sweep, baby.
Spirited Away is the highest rated
That's what I would expect.
Ghibli
Yeah.
film.
Yeah. Damn.
Man,
There's some Japanese ones. Long shot, Godzilla.
Not there.
Shit.
I think
Uh,
Godzilla only has like a 3.3 average or something.
yeah, it's pretty, yeah. Oh my gosh, Japanese movies.
I'm not very well educated on Japanese movies.
I'm
I've been trying to get more into them, so I'm not gonna be the
uh
best for this, but
Kwaidan,
Not there.
Kironeko.
Let me look. Let's see. Yeah, no, not there.
The Black Cat, yeah. The number one narrative story we're still missing because we have Come and
yeah.
See and 12 Angry Men and Seven Samurai.
Number one is one of the Japanese films.
Oh
You
my
said all the ones we
gosh.
have left are Japanese films.
One of them isn't. One of them is the
Oh,
American
okay,
film.
4 out of 5 of them. Okay.
Yeah,
Saving Private Ryan.
not there. There's no Spielbergs.
Not a single
Wow.
one. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my, is it The Last Jedi? Is that
No.
is
If it's not Spielberg, it has to be
Has to be
Tommy
Ryan
Wiseau?
Johnson.
It's gotta be
Tommy
gotta
was
be a
The
Ryan
Room,
Johnson
gotta be
number
The
1.
Room. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. I am pretty good at Japan. I feel like I watch a lot of Japanese movies. It's not Yojimbo, not Seven Samurai, not.
I
I'm
would like to
surprised it's not
request a
Rashomon.
hint. I would like to request a
Rashomon
hint.
is, yeah. I'll take a hint too.
Okay. Francis Ford Coppola directed one of the films.
That was we were saying either.
Okay, so the American one, and it's not
Yeah.
Apocalypse Now. It's not Raging Bull. It's not the Godfather Part 2.
Yes, that's number
Are
Yeah.
you
five.
kidding?
Oh my God.
Which one is that?
That's number 5.
5.
Okay. Oh, that's so the rest are all Japanese. Okay.
So now I'm useless.
There's another Kurosawa, and I'm trying to think of who the other Japanese director could be. Oh, maybe it's what's his name? Satoshi Kon. Is one of them Paprika?
No,
Is
not
one of them
there.
Millennium Actress?
Not there.
Tokyo Godfathers.
Not there.
Tokyo Drifter.
Not there.
Perfect Blue.
Not there.
Damn. So it's not a Satoshi Kon film. Akira.
Not there.
Damn.
You
I don't know
kind of
what the
said
other-
you kind of said you said a similar word though. A similar sounding word.
Akira. Shakira.
No.
It's hips don't lie.
Hips
It's
don't
the
lie.
music
Shakira
video for Hips
documentary.
Don't Lie.
Is number one.
The best feature
Oh.
film, the narrative feature film of all time.
Shakira sweep. Oh my gosh. Was it in the phrase Akira?
It was not.
Oh, okay, so maybe it was in Tokyo Drifter, Millennium Actress, Perfect Blue.
Oh wait, no, it was Akira. You're right. Yeah.
It was in the
That's
word
on-
Akira?
Yeah, it sounds similar to Akira.
Akira. I don't know.
I can give you guys another hint.
Okay, another hint.
The other two films are Misako Kobayashi films.
Hmm.
Does not help. Tampopo. I could not name a Kobayashi film. Zatoichi, The Blind Swordsman.
Not there.
We have a hint for the Kurosawa film.
Yeah. It involves someone being kidnapped. The plot involves someone being kidnapped.
I have heard of this movie before, but I
Yeah.
can't know. I don't know what it's called.
I think we might be at 7 out of 10 for these. I don't got titles for any of
You guys
these.
want to bail out?
I think I think we'll
Yeah.
have to take a 70% on this one.
Okay.
Hey, that's a passing grade technically.
That's pretty good.
Number 10 was The Human Condition 3: A Soldier's Prayer by Masaki Kobayashi.
Oh my god.
Number
Not-
7 or number 6 was High and Low by Akira Kurosawa.
Kurosawa. Yeah.
And number 1 is Harakiri.
Harakiri. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Darn. All right. What's our next list we got?
our next list is the top 10 highest selling albums of all time.
Oh, okay.
Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Let me pull up the list real quick.
Yeah. Before we start shooting them off at him. I also feel like I was looking at this recently. Feel like I can get this pretty well.
I'm trying to find it.
I said that about the last one too, but there were some
I'm trying to find an accurate one.
ones on there. Oh my gosh.
Okay. What did you say?
Thriller.
Yeah, that's number one.
Yeah.
The Eagles, greatest hits, best of the Eagles.
This one's like a scrolling one.
Oh, okay.
I gotta like figure out. I gotta find like a list that's both accurate
I was
and
about to say there should be a wiki page. High selling albums of
Yeah.
all time.
yeah. Okay. Eagle Greatest Hits is what you said?
The Eagles, the band, or Eagles,
Yeah,
I
that
guess.
should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's number 5.
Okay. I know that's on there. ABBA Gold.
Okay, so this list isn't accurate either.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I should have
You
found
should have
it.
figured this out beforehand.
I should have figured this out beforehand. I apologize, guys.
I'm trying to think of what could be on here.
That's probably there though.
All right.
We can do a different list that I like actually have. It's another
All right.
Letterboxd one.
Oh, okay.
I really liked this the albums
Okay,
question,
how about
but
while you're doing the other Letterboxd one, I'll find one that's
okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
That's fair.
We'll do that.
okay.
Give us the
So
other
this is
Letterboxd
the
one.
top 10 most popular Letterboxd films. So the ones that are being logged the most yearly.
Most reviews or most members?
Um, most
imagine
members, but they're
reviews.
also being logged the most.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like how many times that movie is watched.
Okay.
The Godfather,
Not there.
Avengers, Endgame.
Not there.
Wow. Iron Man 1,
Not there.
Barbie,
That's number 2.
Oppenheimer,
Not there.
Parasite,
That's number 1.
Everything Everywhere All at Once,
That's number 3.
Yeah.
Midsummer,
Not there.
The Lighthouse. Oh shit.
Not there.
I wrote number 3 was Oppenheimer. Yeah.
That was
No,
Everything
number 3
Everywhere
is
All at
Everything.
Once.
Oh, Everything
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Oppenheimer's not there.
Man. I feel like this one has a lot of recency bias because it's average yearly, right? So more recent ones would have a high average because they haven't
I
been
think
around for
it's
as long.
simply what was being logged the most in the last year.
Okay, last year.
Plus it's like the app is just getting more popular. So a lot of
Yeah.
people are just like the first movie they see once they get done, they're just gonna
Yeah.
log it down. They're just gonna write it down.
Parasite, Barbie.
Saltburn.
Not there.
Okay. I was like, there's
Have you
depending
seen
on whenever
Saltburn?
this was taken.
Into the Spider-Verse.
That's number 7.
Good job. The Shining.
Not there.
There's gotta be some just very mid stuff that they're putting in there.
Yeah, really, really popular, but not
Yeah.
amazing.
Or divisive. There might be some divisive movies in there.
I'm gonna take a totally like a very wild guess and just say Frozen.
Not there.
Oh. Inside Out.
Not there.
Up.
Not there.
Toy
Wall-E?
Story.
Not there.
Which one?
Okay.
None of the
Probably
Toy Stories
both.
are there.
I was about to say Toy Story or
No,
Wall-E.
no, I did. Yeah, did I say I said Wall-E? Did you? Is that on there? No.
Wally's not on there, no.
Okay, okay. Man,
Scream 6.
They're all live action films,
not
Not a
animated.
single
Wow.
animated. Wow.
That surprises me
except for
actually.
Spider-Man Across or not Into the
Oh,
Space.
yeah.
Fast X.
Not
Mad Max Fury Road.
not there.
Wow,
Avatar
I'm surprised
2.
that one's not.
Not there.
Avatar 1.
Damn.
Not there.
Crazy.
That is nuts.
The Lord of the Rings, the first one.
Oh yeah.
Not
Fellowship
there.
of the Ring.
That's
Return of the King.
crazy.
Not there.
Whoa, Inception,
Not there.
The Dark Knight.
Interstellar?
Interstellar is number 6.
Oh,
I said The Dark Knight, another Nolan.
Not there.
Okay.
That's number 16.
Oh, Shot in the Dark, Pulp Fiction.
That's number 10.
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense.
The Matrix,
Not there.
Blade Runner.
Not there.
Mm.
Godfather Part 2.
Not there.
Yeah, you guess one, guess two again. Oh gosh, this is hard. Star Wars.
Not there.
None of them, really.
None of the Star Wars movies?
Wow.
Yeah.
Are
none
there
of
any?
those movies.
Can I'd ask for a hint, but I'll just say this: are there any superhero movies in the remaining 4? Are there any superhero movies?
There are 2 superhero movies.
Okay, Iron Man,
Not there.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Not there.
Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, or the original.
None of those are there.
Damn,
Wow.
superhero movie, none of those. Oh, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
That one's not there.
Nope.
Wow.
Suicide Squad, the 2016 one.
Not there.
Spider-Man won is it the Amazing
Tobey
Spider-Man one that's
Maguire?
Tobey Maguire, the first Tobey
Not
Maguire?
there.
Yeah, just Spider-Man.
Dude, I watched that all the time when I was a kid. Man.
What superhero movies? Oh, the Justice League.
Not there. But you're on the right track.
Okay, Aquaman,
Not there.
Man of Steel.
Not there.
A Wonder Woman 84.
Not there. But that did go hard.
Okay, the first Wonder Woman.
No.
Oh my gosh. And it's not, so it's like a Superman or Batman. Oh, the Batman, the
That's
Pattinson
number
one.
9.
Okay.
Joker?
That's
Oh.
number 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
1917.
Not there.
I'm just thinking now of movies that were like between 2019 and
really
now
big,
that are like big. Yeah, because like Joker, The Lighthouse.
Not there.
You
Oh, I already
already
said that,
asked
yeah.
about that one?
Hereditary.
Not there. Which ones have you guys gotten already?
Okay, we have
we're-
Parasite, Barbie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. We have Joker, Interstellar, Into the Spider-Verse, The Batman, and Pulp Fiction. So we're missing 4 and 8.
Okay. They are both
We have 2 hints left. So can we get a hint for 4?
Can we get a hint?
for 4.
Yeah.
It's directed by David Fincher.
Oh,
The
7.
Killer?
No.
Neither. Zodiac.
No, not there.
Oh, Fight Club.
Yeah, that's
That-
number
yeah.
4.
Makes sense.
Okay. And then number 8.
It's a mystery movie.
Oh, Knives Out?
Yeah, that's number
Oh,
8.
yeah.
So you guys got
Did
it.
it.
You got
We got
it.
him.
Wow,
got
we
all
did
10.
it.
Nice. With 3 hints, we got them all.
Not
All
bad.
right.
And I found a list
For
the
best-selling
music one?
albums.
for top 10 best-selling albums of all time.
All right, we've already got Thriller and Eagles' Greatest Hits. Those are still both correct, right?
Let me
Number
see.
1 and
You
number
definitely
5.
got Thriller,
That's number 1.
and Eagles' Greatest Hits is number 3.
Oh,
Okay.
actually, it went up in the
So it
list.
went up. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, this is according to musicgateway.com.
all right. So Eagles best of. Got it. I said ABBA Gold.
Not there.
Saturday Night Fever. The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Not there.
Okay. I know that one sold like hotcakes. Oh, Adele 21.
That is number. Give me a second. 4.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Not there.
The
Wow.
Wall.
Not there.
That's a good guess.
There's a bunch of like, I mean, when you start doing like best ofs, there's so many that have sold a
Yeah.
ridiculous amount. Oh, Creedence Clearwater Chronicle.
Not
Ooh,
there.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Because it's just the ones that sell
Sell the most.
super
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that highly regarded.
Yeah.
Oh, what are there a billion copies of on this planet? Gotta be a lot of pop people on there.
The White Stripes Elephant. That's a
Not
out
there.
there guess. Yeah. I
Yeah,
figured
yeah.
it has like the most overplayed song on it though.
Oh,
Maybe I'm
Seven
just
Nation
overplayed.
Army. Yeah.
Yeah, Seven Nation Army is like crazy popular, so let's see.
There's only 2 compilation albums that you guys have left.
Left. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The
So we're
rest are
close.
full-length LPs.
Um, AC/DC, Back in Black.
Not
That's up
there.
there. Really?
Yes.
Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard soundtrack.
Oh yeah. That's
Is
number
that on
2.
there? Okay. Yeah, that sold for fucking I Will Always Love You.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That sold ridiculously well. AC/DC's not on there. Queen's Best of.
Not there.
Wow.
Hmm. Who's Next by The Who?
Not there.
Ooh. Adele 25
Not there.
Okay.
Adele doesn't have any more entries.
anymore. All right. I know 2021 was ridiculous. Oh, Rihanna's first album.
Not there.
Views by Drake.
Not there.
Damn.
Man.
Carter by Lil Wayne.
Not there. Did sell a
Damn.
million copies first week though.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Man.
What else? I'm trying to think of like 70s and 80s. What was in my dad? Genesis's Greatest Hits. Turn It On Again.
Not there.
Meatloaf. Bad Out of Hell.
Not there.
Van Halen 1984.
Not there.
God damn, man. This is hard. This is
It
really
is,
hard.
yeah. Can we have a hint on the bottom 6?
The bottom 6?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have Thriller, The Bodyguard, Eagles, and Adele.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got the top 4 at least.
There is one live record, one considered classic, one rap album, one jazz album, and one like more R&B-esque.
Is the rap album Straight Outta Compton?
Not there.
Is it 2001?
It is not.
Marshall
Is it The
Mathers
Chronic?
LP 1.
Not there.
Oh,
Neither of
Encore?
those?
Neither of those.
The
Wow.
Eminem Show.
Nope.
Marshall
Oh,
Mathers
man.
LP 2.
No.
Recovery?
Recovery.
Oh, Music to be Murdered by Side B.
The best one.
Oh,
The best
man.
rap album of all time.
Featuring Tone Deaf.
Tone Deaf is so bad.
Government Plates.
Not there.
I'll take government plates for 500.
You're the snitch. Show me you're the snitch.
You're the snitch.
I think that's on there. Gosh.
Man.
Live album. Oh, Nirvana Unplugged.
Not there.
The Last Waltz.
It is an unplugged album though.
Ooh. Eric Clapton.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
it. That's number
Where is
8.
that?
Which one?
8.
Number
Eric
8.
Clapton, number 8.
All right. There's a rap album. Is the rap album Eminem?
No.
Is it Dre?
No.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Not there.
Yeezus.
Not there.
Life of Pablo.
This is like his worst selling album.
I know. 808s
Besides
and Heartbreaks.
Jesus King. No.
I was about to say Jesus King and Yay. I think Yay also was
Yeah,
probably
Yay, but
below
Yay
Jesus.
still sold like 600,000 first week, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
How many hints do we have left?
How many what?
Two.
How many
We
hints?
got a group hint on the bottom 6, so we should have 2 left.
Okay. Can I get the era of hip hop?
This is gonna be the 90s.
Okay. Ooh, what's it called?
It's not The Chronic.
It's
No.
not the
It's not.
Chronic.
Doggy Style.
Nope.
Snoop Dogg.
Illmatic?
No.
Not Illmatic, man.
Vanilla Ice's first album.
Not there.
Damn.
Good guess.
I'm just thinking of like consumer radio
Like,
friendly.
crazy selling albums.
Show me Bismarcky's just a friend.
Not there.
Damn. That would have been 80s anyways. Oh,
It
Beastie
was a
Boys,
bit.
License to Ill.
Not there.
Damn.
This album was released posthumously.
Oh,
Mm,
it's a Biggie, Life After Death.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
Number
makes
10.
sense. Yeah.
Yep. You said R&B was another one. You said a classic album.
Yeah,
So
one considered a
that's like
classic, one R&B.
Abbey Road.
That's it. That's number 9.
Makes
Yep.
sense, yeah.
Funk, or you said more R&B. What do we got left? We got 5, 6, and 7 left.
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
Man. So one's R&B, one's we got the considered a classic. What else? So 5, 6, 7.
What do you use our final hints on this?
Yeah.
That's fair, yeah, I think.
So it's 7's a jazz record. 6 is an
Oh.
R&B record.
Kind of Blue.
Yes, that's number 6. Or no, that's number 7. Kind of
Okay.
Blues number 7. And then number 5 is a rock record.
A rock record and a R&B record. Could we get eras for both of them?
Yeah. Number 6 came out in the early 2000s, and number 5 came out in the late 80s.
Beyonce.
Not there.
It's not Beyonce. Rihanna. Mariah Carey.
Not there.
Kenny G.
Man.
Not there.
Late 80s rock album.
Late
Is
80s
it
rock.
Van Halen?
No.
Nirvana.
No.
Rage Against the Machine.
Not there. Think like big hits off of the rock record. Like,
Oh, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction.
yep.
That makes
It's
sense,
number
yeah.
5.
Yep. As soon as you said big hits, it's like and then R&B album early 2000s. Ooh.
R. Kelly.
Ray J.
Not there.
Is it?
It's also more jazz influence with it.
Ja Rule.
Not there.
Donuts by Jay Dilla.
Not there. I wish.
I also wish. Jazz influenced R&B. Oh, what's her name? No, I think that was the 90s anyways.
Ooh, early 2000s. Jazz influenced R&B. And you said so there's no more compilations left too. It's just
Yeah.
full length. Okay.
Can we get one more kind of push so we can get this?
Yeah. It, I was gonna say like the label, but I'm just starts with an N. The artist name starts with an N.
Neo.
Not there.
Nelly.
Not there.
Nelly Furtado.
Not there.
Nicki Minaj.
Not there.
Nicki Minaj.
Nirvana.
Nirvana, my 2000s R&B hit.
Nirvana, the band, the show. Nirvana.
Not there, but that's a goated reference.
The artist starts with an N.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
She does. She starts with an N.
P.
No.
Nelly.
No.
You already said Nelly.
Oh, did I? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Nancy Reagan, her R&B album.
Nancy Reagan's R&B album, yeah.
You've been spitting bars.
Nate Dogg.
No, Nate Dogg's not there.
Yeah, I know. Man.
Yeah, I'm at a loss.
Yeah.
Oh, Nora Jones.
Yep.
That's
Let's
Coming in at number
go.
6.
Let's go.
Wow, we got it.
I was thinking like, what were people buying at Starbucks at the CD stands in
Yeah,
the early 2000s? Nora Jones and One by the Beatles. Those were like the two best selling out of there. All
Yeah,
right.
all right.
We got them
Well,
all. Thriller, Bodyguard, Eagles, Adele. I'm gonna say Queens of the Stone Age. What the hell? Guns N' Roses, Nora Jones, Kind of Blue, Eric Clapton, Abbey Road, and Life After Death.
So we got the most popular
Nice.
movies of all or on Letterboxd last year, and the most selling albums. We just
Yep.
didn't get the narrative feature films.
Well,
After plenty of
bad.
hints.
thank
Not
you
bad.
so much, Wyatt, for coming on and being willing to talk about everything. We've been here a while.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
realized.
we have.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been a bit. Time flies.
Yeah, it really does. Well, shout out any like social medias that you have, any shows you got coming up.
Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Other Room Band. I'm on there. You can find me. I'm on Spotify. The album is out now. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, if you want to listen to it randomly via internet radio. YouTube Music, whatever, wherever you find it. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Two shows I don't have any shows booked for right now for the next little bit. I think if anything, maybe I'm playing with Strangelily for Treefort. The third
Awesome.
wave is still to be announced, so I could be in there for the third wave. I don't really know yet. Treefort is kind of, finicky. I can't really say anything until they make a statement or anything. But yeah, no shows coming up, but I'm always playing them. So if I do have any, again, you can find them on my Instagram or my Facebook. Big shout out to, I mentioned earlier, Carson Craney. He helped me put up the album art. Kyler Darren at Den Studios, Jack Ball at Backwall Records, all the members of Strangelily and other bands I played for as well, and then all my friends for coming to shows. And shout out to Boise Underground as well for having me on and doing
Thank
this.
you.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and
Thanks for
talking
coming
to
on.
us.
Yeah, it's been fun.
This is one of my favorite episodes we've made so far. So
Yeah, I think it was really good.
all right.
Nice.
Well, we'll see you
Awesome.
Sounds great.
See
Take
you
care,
next
everyone.
time on
on
BUMcast.
BUMcast.